Hello to all the friends of OutOfThisBinary. It's Timmie here, making this video on a Saturday. I would have really liked to have made this on Friday, because I would have been outside if it was Friday, because it was super sunny later in the evening, and now it's just rainy and crappy outside. So, oh well. I'm here in my room making this video. And of course, this week's subject is body image. So when I think of body image, I think of two separate things. One is about body image struggles, concerned about your looks, how you're groomed, your body weight, and clothes. And then the other side, I feel like, has to do with more body dysphoria related to being trans. So, wishing or desiring to be sexed differently, so different sexual characteristics, wishing for like different bone structure, um, in general, just like a different hormonal or emotional predisposition. Um, so I said these feel like two separate things, but I don't feel like they're actually that separate. I feel like they aren't mutually exclusive. I feel like both of these can kind of draw off each other related to body image, but I still kind of put these in two categories because I think everyone to some level experiences body image struggles of the former, and the latter is more pertaining towards trans people in general. And even with that being said, I feel like there are aspects of the former that are heavily gendered as well, such as like wanting to be like a buff masculine guy or like a wayfish, lengthy, thin female. So some of my own personal advice on dealing with body image struggles is pretty short advice, and I feel like it's kind of general, but I still hope that it's pretty helpful. I personally have just cut off sources that don't agree or align to my expressions or desired expressions. This can either be like media sources or even toxic people within your life telling you how you should be expressing yourself, body image wise. Um, as far as more internal struggles with body image, I've been really careful with trying to notice the thought patterns that lead me to my body image struggles. And I want to emphasize noticing it, but not ignoring it. Don't ignore it. Just recognize it, but see if there's some way that it can be readjusted. Readjusting the pattern to maybe like another direction that can get you out of those patterns. Um, I feel like it's really important to like never ignore those thoughts, but just like have some sort of recognition of it and just be like, yeah, it's here, it's there, it's present, and then just thinking about calmly assessing like what should I do with these thought patterns. Um, I feel like what it's really come down to for me with body image struggles is just really practicing self care. I feel like self care can really lead yourself to a point where you can take at least some pride in your emotionality or just emotional predisposition as it is already. Even if you feel like you are a trans person that desires like HRT or surgeries in the future. I feel like there's many different ways that you can go about doing this. Um, I know that you can meditate, you can exercise, you can be artistic. That can really help a lot. Grooming yourself how you and only you want to be groomed. Um, Being at a body weight that is most comfortable for you. Eating the proper amount of food that you need to eat, and being with groups of people that genuinely care about you. So, just some examples of how this has played out in my life. And to be honest, I am not the most perfect with dealing with body image struggles, but I do make a genuine effort, and I have taken much better steps to dealing with body image than I had like years ago. Um, I've cut off a lot of toxic people in my life that have made fun of me for body image. I was mostly made fun of body image wise dealing with body weight because I used to struggle a lot with disordered eating patterns. I used to weigh a lot, like 195, and then there were points where I felt way too thin, like all the way down to 130. So I had struggled with body image and disordered eating patterns from like both ends of the spectrum. But I was around people that were making fun of me because of that, and that just kind of perpetuated a really vicious cycle. And so I kind of just need to really step away from those kind of people. Yeah, as I said, I'm not perfect with body image all the time. I still notice that there are thought patterns that are prevalent. Sometimes I do get a little bit self-conscious about my body weight. I do notice myself like checking that in the mirror a lot. I feel self-conscious of a lot of my body hair. Um, and I also notice sometimes just like a slight distance from sexual characteristics of mine. I never feel like there's a hatred of it. I just feel like a little bit of distance sometimes. But really, what's ultimately just gotten me through with body image struggles, as I said, is practicing self care, and it's self care is a process. You're never just going to find like it can take time to develop basically, and it can completely change over time. So it's perfectly okay to just be experimenting with the kind of self care that you want within your life. It's a lifelong process. But me personally, I meditate. I really like to exercise. Running is a great source of exercise for me. I've also considered maybe trying to do weightlifting at some point. It'd be fun to do it with a friend or a partner though. Um, I eat vegan. That I've just had health problems, and that's why I eat vegan. One of the reasons I eat vegan. It just feels better for me, body weight wise. I just feel much better physically being with this like leaner figure. I play a lot of music, as you probably know. I love to perform. That really helps me, which is like my body image struggles, getting to have that artistic space to do that. Um, I feel like teaching really helps me, um, which is like self care in general and just being around really good people that care about me. I feel like all of this really helps me with just reconnecting to some sense of pride within how my emotional predisposition is already. And that's what I feel like helps me get through the day and helps me rationalize the person that I see in the mirror every day. All I have to say on that subject. I hope you found this video helpful. Just remember that you are loved and you are valid. It's Timmie for OutOfThisBinary. Have a good day, evening, wherever you are. Bye.